Is this hairstyle cute? I can't tell. Hey guys, it's Laurel and I'm here with another Q&A video. Let's get to the questions. I have them on my phone. Sadie Petta asks, what's the best thing about moving back into your parents' house? My favorite thing about moving back home is easily the home-cooked meals. They're free and they taste good and they're usually a lot healthier than anything I can get anywhere outside of the house. Ooh, this one's a long question. Emerald Gal 25 wants to know, how did you start theater? How do you find plays that are hiring actresses? Do you need a resume? My boyfriend wants to act. Ooh, I'm going to San Francisco to see the Phantom of the Opera play. I'm so excited. I'm from Sacramento, California. I got started in theater because I really liked the show Whose Line Is It Anyway? And they had a camp that was Whose Line Is It Anyway themed in Nebraska at the Rose Blumkin Theater. And I was really good at the Whose Line Is It Anyway camp, and so then I just kind of never stopped doing acting camps, and then I did shows. How do you find plays that are hiring actresses? They always say that the business is about who you know. It's true. This is how I found out about Carrie. I did the show High School Musical. The music director of that show I then saw again after the fact, maybe a year later at a bar that I had just sang at. He came up to me and was like, hey, we're doing this show in like a year. Are you still gonna be in Texas? And I was like, I can be. So then I auditioned for that. So after I auditioned for Carrie, I met people that were in that show or that were working on that show, like music directors, actors, so-and-so, that turned me on to other theaters that were like, these are auditions coming up that I'm auditioning for, you should audition too. A lot of them are on Facebook. If you're friends with people on Facebook who act, they often will post, I'm going to this audition. Theaters around town here in Austin sometimes post events on Facebook that are like, audition for Catch Me If You Can, audition for Hairspray, audition for Chicago. Or if you just look up theater, community theater in your state, like say if I went to austinplayhouse.com, it would say auditions, audition calendar, you click that and it shows you what auditions are coming up, when they are, what people they're looking for. Some people have agents. I think agents are good for commercial acting and film, but I don't see them necessary for theater. I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm not professional. I'm still an amateur at this, so I'm using my hands a lot because I feel low to the ground, which I am. I'm sitting on the ground. Do you need a resume? Yes. I always bring 3 to 5 resumes and headshots to every audition just in case. That said, you didn't ask about headshots. Headshots are really important too. Even if they're not professional, if you just have a picture of you without other people in the picture, you can use that at least until you get a real professional one. And you're going to see Phantom of the Opera? That's a great show. I love that show. Have fun. Guinevere 568 wants to know how I came up with the name Coolie Smiley. It's really not a big story at all. In middle school, people called me Smiley simply because I was new to the school and no one could really remember my name. And I smiled a lot. And YouTube had just kind of been invented and I was like, oh, this is cool. So I typed in Smiley and someone had already taken it. So then I was like, cool Smiley, someone had already taken that. And then I was like, cool with a K Smiley, someone had already taken that. And I was like, Coolie Smiley. I'm so cool. Junebug wants to know, what is your all-time favorite accessory? I'm not a big accessory person to begin with because I am allergic to most metals, so I can't even wear earrings unless they're gold. So I just kind of like to go with big statement piece clothing and just stick with that. I mean, I love my combat boots though. If that counts as an accessory, my favorite accessory is my combat boots. I wear them probably 4 out of the 7 days a week, at least. I think you pronounce this name Colleen, but I only think that because Colleen Ballinger. So Colleen Beck wants to know how many kids I would like to have / get in the future. I think anything over 2 kids would be too much for me because I also want to have like a few dogs and maybe a cat. So 1 or 2 kids is my thing, and I want them to kind of be close together in age so that they can be really close. I would love to have 2 boys. I don't have any problem with having a girl, but I think I relate more to little boys and video games. Boys are just messy, and I like messes. Reese M. Kirkham wants to know, Do you have a goal in life? What's the most influential event to have ever happened to you? I mean, my goal in life is to mostly just be happy. I really just want to perform, and I hope one day to have a family. My most influential event or moment would probably be when I went on tour with Nebraska Theater Caravan. It was like a 2-month process. I missed a whole lot of school, and I learned so much. There was only 2 other kids in the whole cast, so I was traveling with a bunch of adults, and I learned so much. Honestly, I think it matured me a whole lot. It was probably the most fun I'd ever had at that moment in my life, like ever. And it kind of affected me in the way, like, I really just want to do tours. Like, ever since then, I can't really think of a time that I haven't wanted to do it again. Kind of just changed my whole perspective on what I want to do for the rest of my life. Yasmin wants to know, if you had one last meal before you die, what would you ask for, including dessert? I'm gonna eat everything because it doesn't matter if I get fat because life's gonna be over after this. I'm gonna have a Chipotle burrito, carnitas all the way, with a lot of sour cream and a lot of cheese and a lot of rice, a lot of pico. Just like the biggest Chipotle burrito. And then also an all-star burger, ketchup only, meat and bun with ketchup, and all-star french fries. All-Star Burger is a burger joint here in Austin, Texas. If you haven't been and you live here, you should go because it's the best burger I've ever had, just BT dubs. And then for dessert, I want a skillet cookie, which if you don't know what that is, it's like a half-baked cookie. So it's like still soft in the middle but crunchy on the ends. Still in like a hot skillet with a big thing of vanilla ice cream on top with caramel and chocolate drizzle all over it. They do it at like my favorite restaurant in the world here, and it is the best dessert I've ever had ever. And then maybe instead of vanilla ice cream on top, it'd be coffee ice cream on top. Ooh! Can I request this before I die? I'm already looking forward to it. Okay, this is a question from Ask FM, so it's anonymous, but it says, have you ever thought about trying out for The Voice? I've thought about it, but I've noticed that the people who win are people with really unique voices. My thing is, I don't really have ambition to be a singer-songwriter. Well, that's not true. I have the ambition, but I don't have the songwriting talent. And also, my voice is very Broadway. It's just not like a rock singer's voice. It's not, I don't know, it's not like, I don't think it's The Voice winning worthy. So I don't know. And I've had some friends who have auditioned for The Voice and American Idol and stuff like that who are really talented. And in my opinion, better singers than me that haven't even made it to the audition, like the filmed audition. So the TV shows are all about drama and less about talent. Nameless Fashion wants to know if I know how to cook, and if so, can you teach me? I have thought about making cooking videos before, and this is not me saying no, but it is me saying, I don't know. Jonas X650 wants to know what kind of computer I use. My computer, me and a friend built together, so it's not a computer you can buy in a store. And then the monitor is just a TV screen. That was all the questions you guys gave me to answer. I hope you enjoyed it, and leave a like if you did, and watch some of my other videos, because I do things besides Q&As, I swear. I hope you guys are having a good day, and I will see you guys on the tube later, skaters. Oh, I can't get up.